Hello folks, welcome along to the ABC Journeyman. I am the Custard Prophet. Yes, you're here and you're expecting what's happened. Yes, you can see behind me. BASHLEY, our current club, we were sitting in the playoff positions for the entirety of the season. But in the second half, things have gone progressively badly and we now find ourselves out of the playoffs with no hope of actually finishing in them. This is the final game of the season we're coming back for. So let's have a look how things have got on in a second. And also, I want to talk a little bit about a rule change which will hopefully speed this series up a little bit. Right, folks, yes. Let's dive into that rule change first of all, because I think that's something I want your kind of help with and whether you're happy with that going forward. So, the ABC Journeyman rules are basically trying to progress through the alphabet, and the only way we can, the ABC Journeyman rules are we're trying to progress clubs through the alphabet, so starting at a club beginning with A, then B, then C, then D. But the only way we can move from one letter to the next is by winning a trophy of some description, promotion or a cup or something along those lines. Now, we've been in the Bs for quite some time. At Barwell, our first club, we did have a chance to win a cup in our very first match, the FA Vars, which we lost. But the FA Vars final, which we lost, I mean, imagine how things would be different if we won that. So we got sacked at Barwell, we went to BASHLEY, and the rules when we're at a particular club previously was we had to stay at that club for 4 years, and at 4 years then we leave the club. What I'm proposing to you is we change that slightly, is we have to stay at a club for 3 years, but then we have up to 4 years to leave the club. So we've got that year's grace to kind of move on to a new club if we're not getting what we want at a particular club, which is kind of what's happening here. So that means you can kind of have a look in the job market and have a look around and see if we can find another club. It'll have to be a club starting with B. Okay, so that's the rule change. Let me know what you think about that. Are you happy with that? If you are, we'll kind of implement it in the next season and then look potentially for a new club starting with B. It might take us a little bit of time to find, but in the meantime, we'll kind of stick with BASHLEY and see if we can have a season that's a little bit better than this one. We're getting slightly better each year. I think we were very bad the first season, a little bit better the second season, and we did have a very good start, and then it sort of disappeared away. This season we had an amazing start. We looked like we were going to win the league easily, and then for whatever reason we completely lost our way and couldn't win a game. So let's have a look at these results now. It's actually gone better than I expected in the 5 games that we played. I said 2 points in those 5 games. Actually, we've got 5 points in those 5 games, which is all right. So I tried to go to full match to try and figure things out. Against Larkhall, we just didn't create anything. We just looked so clueless. Every ball that went forward was just aimless. If the ball was kicked to one of the opposition, if the ball was kind of kicked forward to our wingers, it would just go out. If the ball was kicked to our strikers, it was just a long aimless ball which would be nowhere near anybody and it would just be headed back, and our midfield didn't seem to be able to get near that. So it was very, very disappointing, and Larkhall won, but we just didn't create, so didn't really deserve anything. Against Helston, it looked very much like it was going to be a similar sort of story. We started poorly, 2 early goals against, and but we sort of changed things up a little bit and managed to get both Aaron Smith and Richard Knoll scoring goals there to get a draw, which was a pretty decent result. And then against Wimborne at home, we actually got ourselves a win. Gleeson with a couple of goals, Richard Knoll and Devin King. A 4-2 victory over Wimborne was a very, very pleasing. Away at Shortwood, who are 11th, I think, Got a 2-2 draw here. We were 1-0 down and then scored 2 goals in a minute, basically, King and Gleeson, but then conceded soon after, and that was all she wrote. But against high-flying Willard, we were very little match for them. They were better than us, and Devin King with a goal, but that's all we managed to do. Just couldn't really live with their firepower and their strength of passing. Their long passes were just fantastic. They're finding the right players. They find the space for the players to run into. Lovely little through balls. All the sort of things we just cannot do. So we're coming back for the game against Carlton Town. There's lots of decisions still to make on who is still going to be at this club at the end of the season. You'll see that in terms of contracts, the majority of these contracts have not been sorted out, because I just don't know really who we need to keep around. We've got Aaron Smith, who has signed permanently, and Harley Mills are the 2 players who will be here next year. Everyone else at the minute is not going to be here. Obviously that's not going to be the case, but I need to kind of think through what the strategy would be, because we can't keep going like this. There's a lot of good players there, but not all of them are working out for us. So if we can kind of make some changes to really maybe shake things up a little bit. I'm thinking of getting rid of goalkeeper Rob Hollard, because some of the mistakes he's making are just ridiculous. So maybe that's a place to save a little bit of money, 100 quid a week. Is Max Ryan worth the money that we're paying at 130 a week? I'm not sure he is. He scored 16 goals, but how many goals has he scored recently? It's not a lot. He's not really having fantastic chances. Back here he was playing really well. But yeah, he sort of seems to do what actually, looking at that, as the deep line forward, he plays a lot better, doesn't he? Just noticed that. Just noticed that. Right. Let's play him as a deep line forward then. See what happens there. Right, we're gonna go forward. We're gonna play Colne on our last game of the season. A win would be fantastic, and they're not doing great. Team we're playing with, we've got a few suspensions. Richard Knoll, Mills, and Giorgio, who's back, all suspended. Rose has left. His loan contract has finished. So up front is Ryan and King as the only 2 strikers we have. So that's an easy decision to make. Gleeson just behind them. We do have Haynes, who's hardly played at all, but he can come in there and offer something there. Because Mills is out, we're playing Smith in the centre, not Cam Smith, but Aaron Smith, the left back, which probably means Cam Smith can disappear at the end of this season, because he's Dom Smith, not Cam Smith. Monk and Carter left and right. We're playing Monk as an inside winger because we're trying to get a little bit more out of our left back, Sharples, we're really struggling to do that. Turner and Tajani in the middle, and Howarth on the right side. Hollard in goal. Let me know where you think we should cut the squad. Who should we keep? Who should we get rid of? Should we keep Richard Knoll? Or should we look again at strikers and just try and redo this team? I don't know. Well, we've actually started really well. 5 shots, and here's an opportunity for a Gleeson who's doing... Oh, King, you absolute prat. Open goal. And he goes and bloody misses it. Happy with this. Absolutely very, very happy with this, the way we've started. Turner goes long. And King, he decides not to run for it. To be fair, I mean, if he'd have caught it... Oh no, they've not had a shot. And a complete cock-up from Tajani, who's been one of the better defenders. Let them in. And has that given them a bit of confidence now? Well, they've passed it straight into Smith. King puts it through to Gleeson. And, Coughlin with the goal. Save. Here's Smith. What's going on there? Smashes over the top. Right, Sharples. Still yet to figure out exactly how best to play him. He looks like he should be better than he plays. But I think the likelihood is he's not going to be here next year. I think we'll probably let him go and look for somebody else rather than desperately trying to make someone work in our team and maybe fix it accordingly. He's quite good going forward. I think the problem we have with him is another lost the ball. Skiverton this time, and wow, off the bar. But yeah, giving far too many chances away just by giving the ball to them. So we got 60% possession, more or less. But this seems to be the problem, constantly the problem, where we have a lot of possession but just don't do anything with it. We'll go more positive. I think we'll just try and push the line up to a high press, standard defensive line, and we'll see whether that just can get us a little bit further up the pitch and maybe create one or two more chances. Alright, Gleeson with a corner. Maybe there's something here. Nope, it's it's classic counter-attack. The ball goes back. Muscles from Brussels. And that's what we do not do very well. Just those through balls we see so often against us, but we just seem incapable of dealing with them ourselves. Well, Tijani, the two defenders come together to try and stop that and just end up giving it back to the attacking side. We've not had a shot since halfway through the first half. We kind of need to do a little bit better than this. Turner lumps it forward. This is better. It's Gleeson. And he does finish it. He does finish it. And he does seem to be the one little ray of hope at the minute. He seems to be the one person who is making a few things happen. I'm certainly looking to keep him around. I mean, why did King just not run for that? Why did he wait for Gleeson? Weird. Well, Awad, who's hardly played at all, is coming on the right side. It's another player. I don't know if he will be here next year. A lovely bit of goalkeeping there. What was I saying about him not being around? So, yeah, Awad may not be here. Not really sure. I thought he would be a lot better than he is. We're going to have to trim down our youngsters, I think. Right, just gone down to cautious. Here's Awad. Oh, he misses. How'd you miss that? Oh no! I mean, that was to win it, surely, at this time. Where's Monk? Well, that's a lovely header back. If that had been us, it would have been in the back of the net, I'm sure of it. And here they go. And it's past us, and it's the customary goal against. And, you know, they just seem to have an overload up there. Why do we never have that? What instructions do I need to have on to mean that this will actually happen for us? Well, I'm going to take Max Ryan off, who has done absolutely nothing since I was saying how well he was playing in certain roles. We're just going to play Haynes just behind. See if we can get a little bit more out of that. Well, maybe. Haynes chips it in. Oh, it's just wide to Tijani. And I think if we finish with a draw, it about sums everything up, I think. It's just been that sort of season. Right, well, it was a season that promised so much. We finish in 7th, plus 15 goal difference. Very nice, that is 58 points. I mean, on the face of it, it's a very positive season because it's improvement on the last one. But when you look at the results and how things just tailed off, I mean, you look at that period there, that is relegation form. But then you look at this here, that is promotion form. So how on earth can you switch from this to this? Please explain. Right, folks, so let me know what you think about the rule changes. Let me know what you think about this season, and have you experienced something like this, and what did you do to put it right? Because I don't get it. And it happened last season as well, didn't it? Great start to the season, and then same thing. Terrible end to the season. No idea why. What are we doing at the end of the seasons to completely destroy the team? What is it? Do we not like the summer? I don't know. It's confusing. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed the episode, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you for the start of season 4. Will we be still here, or will we be somewhere else? You'll have to tune in to find out. See you then. Bye-bye.